Hi, folks. I'm George Valentine. I'm a employment services specialist, have been for over 20 years, helping people who have challenges in their job hunt. Oh, let's say they have a disability, they're elderly, they're a single mom, to help them move toward that day when they land that job and they move forward toward their dreams. Folks, one of the things I need to talk to you about is the employer's perspective. And what better way to show that perspective than to go through a bunch of resumes? You see, just to review it with you briefly, the 6 aspects of the HERO method, number 2 is to understand the employer's perspective. And that's why I'm dressed like this, to show you, as the owner and operator of Valentine's Diner, the best diner on the internet, that I can have you understand the employer's perspective when it comes to seeing these applications. You see, from my point of view, the first job duty of the next employee is to write a good application. If you can't write a good application, why should I go any further? Think about that for a minute. The next time you're sitting down writing out an application. See, I'm going to go through some of these, and I'm going to sort them out and throw out the ones that don't have any chance at all of ever working at Valentine's Diner. Let me see. First one, this one right here, this is just plain messy. If they're going to be messy on the first job that I've given them as a possible employee, why would I ever want to hire them? Messy, by that I mean they've crossed out things. They've got little stains on them. They've blotted out areas on the page. Please don't do that next time you're looking for a job, because my version of messy is a whole lot stricter than your version of messy. Let me see. Here's a good one. They don't know what position they're applying for. Why should I know what position they're applying for? Oh, they fill out the rest. They tell me the kind of work that they've done. And I can appreciate that, but I want to know what kind of place they want to work at. I've got waitresses and people working on the loading dock, and I've got janitors. What is it that you're looking for? And find out, and if you don't take the trouble to tell me the name of the position, then you aren't really breaking your back to find out about my work. I need to have one of the 3 main questions that I'm going to ask in an interview is, why do you want to work for me? What makes me so special? If you're not going to take the time to come up with the name of the job you're applying for, why should I bother looking at the rest of your application? Let me see. Here's one. Here's somebody who only has 2 references. I want 3 references. If you don't have 3 references, 3 people who can tell me, George Valentine, that hiring you is a good idea. People who you've done right by. I don't care if it's somebody who babysat their kids. I don't care if you took care of the Tennyson triplets. And man, I know about them. They are a tough group. And if you can do that, if you can babysit for them, that's important for me to know. Maybe you had a teacher who really took a liking to you, who helped you out in a tough time. That would be a good reference. Maybe it's somebody else who just knows that you are a reliable person. You've done right by them. They've given you responsibility, and you've done right by them. That's the kind of person I'm looking for in a reference. And I want a reference that I can call. If you're not going to give me a good phone number where I can call that person, why should I bother? And folks, make sure that I'm talking to a real live person and not an animal who say, who, or nah. Make sure that you are getting me in touch with a good reference. Because otherwise, forget it. I don't want to know about that. Next one up, I get a lot of folks who are kind of cutesy. And they like using flowery language, and they like saying all sorts of things that really aren't related to what I do for a living. Folks, the worst thing that you can do is waste my time. I hate wasting my time. And if you're wasting my time and I don't even know you, I don't want to know you. So if you're going to do something cutesy, make sure that it connects the dots between what you can do and what I need. Otherwise, I take it and I toss it aside. You know what? I get a real kick out of these folks. One of the questions that I ask is reason why you left the last job. It's a very essential question. It just lets me know the kind of person, the kind of situation where you will leave a job for. One time I got one, and the person said, punched my boss. Folks, I don't want to be your next victim. So if you have something that is a difficulty between you and a former employer, just say, we'll discuss. Or let me know a little bit about the situation. I understand situations come up. But if you have the same reason time after time, if you say, we'll discuss, folks, they go over there on my pile. Let me see. Here's somebody whose hours are different from the hours that I have. A lot of times folks will put down that they're available from 9 to 5, which is kind of nice, 9 to 5. I wish I worked 9 to 5, but I don't because I run a diner, and a diner doesn't run from 9 to 5. For example, I need somebody who will work 7 to 11. If you can only come in at 9 o'clock, I can't help you. You can't help me, I can't help you. If you want to work the night shift, if you want to work dinner, well, you can't leave at 5 o'clock and work dinner for me. It's just not going to work out. One of the things I always ask folks to do, when I ask you hours available, tell me the hours that you can work. I'm not saying work, if you can only work 8-hour day, hey, that's okay. I wish I could work an 8-hour day. The thing you have to do is put down the hours that you're available. If you can be here at 7 o'clock, you're in the running for the job. If you can be here until 7 o'clock at night, you're in the running for the job. But if you just tell me 9 to 5, you're gone. One thing you can do for me is you can come in and ask me what shifts the people work in. Or you can even ask a waitress or a waiter, and they'll let you know. Best that you'd ask, though. Let me see. This is one of my favorites. This is where they're not speaking my language. This is where they're talking about all the flowery stuff that they've done before. This is where they've done something, they've worked in customer service. They understand the needs of the customer, but they're not connecting it with my customers. If you've worked in childcare, you know what it's like taking care of kids. How can you relate that to taking care of customers? Because there is a connection, but I want you to make it. If you've worked with the elderly before, you know something about taking care of customers. I want you to make that connection between the two. Don't have me do that work for you. So if you can make that connection, then you have the chance to come in for an interview. Because that's all you want this application to do, is to set you up with an interview. You don't want it to jump up and down and spit nickels. You want it to get you that interview. Otherwise, if you're not speaking my language, if you're not connecting the dots for me, it's gone. Folks, this one doesn't work. This one doesn't work. Understand my point of view. Please. Put yourself in my shoes. Because, hey, this is your resume. Take care, folks. Enjoy the day. And please come on back to the diner again one of these days soon. Bye for now.